No, but we can be streamlined on the BBC funniest videos or something, I'm sure.
Who knows?
Okay.
Well, we have a right to know request, and there needs to be some access to it, so.
We have a right.
There's been a right to know request filed for video on there, and we need to provide it.
Okay. Well, who's,
I'm moving that we provide it, so.
you're moving that we provide the right to know request,
Or
or?
anybody that, but as they come in, they have a procedure where they could be viewed. This is not just,
We probably should have thought of this
this
before.
is not
we put
just
the
happening in
cameras
Donegal, it's happening any place they put security cameras in, it's always an issue.
Yeah. Which, if I remember right, was precisely why you had them all disconnected when, 2
No.
years ago.
No, we didn't, Sharon, how many cameras did we disconnect, do you remember?
At one
None.
point, you had all.
We
of
didn't
them
disconnect
set
any
off.
of them, Sharon.
At one point, you.
No,
had
we
all
never
of them
disconnected one of them, never, and you know that.
Can I
Dawn,
ask a
Did we
question,
disconnect
or
any
may
cameras
I,
out of your room?
may I ask a question?
Wait a minute.
Okay.
I don't think, no, we never disconnected, we never
Say again?
disconnected any.
Oh, I thought they were.
I told her to wait.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't remember the date, but the board did move that we disconnected.
We moved that, but we never had it done. Zach, did we disconnect the cameras?
Not that I can recall, no.
We authorized it,
Yes.
that's all that happened, it
Okay.
never happened.
Yeah.
I would just like to say, your question about the right to know, when I file right to know, you send me just that, because I filed a right to know. You don't give me total access to open up everything. That's kind of silly, I think. Thank you.
Okay. So,
We don't have a second.
yeah, there's no second for, wait, I don't even know that he made a motion. He just
Yeah.
brought it, did you?
Well, I don't know if it was a motion, but we,
Yeah.
yeah. Why?
I agree with you, Doug. We have to comply with right to know.
Yeah, no question.
That's the extent of my agreement with you.
That's fine.
Okay.
So if you open up the cameras for everybody to see, there won't be any more right to knows.
Well, there'd have to be.
Well-
because
Then
if
open
you're-
up
If I wanna know what you
finances,
did at
open
1 o'clock on Thursday, can't DVR your video, right?
Yeah, so
And
streaming doesn't
rewind
really
it
do
and
anything.
see what you were doing at 1 o'clock on Thursday.
And I might have missed it. I was watching TV, I missed it.
Yeah.
Well, where do you draw that line? Because if you want to just do away with all right to knows, we'll just give everybody a key to the office so they can all come in and check the books, and the auditors won't need to do anything. Heck, it'll be a parade.
I think you're having a huge discussion on a point that's probably moot. The system is not gonna allow you to have 500 people access it. I almost guarantee it. You're gonna call them, they're gonna say you have 5 accesses, or you have 10 accesses, that's gonna be it. It's not capable of allowing that many people access
Yeah.
the system.
So Doug, you want us to do the impossible then? Is that what-
Have
we're
done
there.
the
No,
thing.
like he said, you know, you won't have, when you run out of accesses, it doesn't.
I make a
Oh.
motion that we disconnect the cable on the office camera system so that it will no longer broadcast to an app and it'll only record on the hard drive.
Okay, that's fine, but that doesn't answer all the questions.
Well, I'm sure that,
What about the right to knows? Who's the
I'm
administrator?
sure that, well, in that case, I guess Sharon would do it.
Who?
Sharon, she's right
She's
now.
the right to know officer. So, to make it generic, let's say, I'm just throwing this out. Your motion would be to have the right to know officer
We just pulled the video.
be the point person for the camera.
Rather than have an app that anybody can drop in and out anytime they want.
All right. So, what is your motion now?
I make a motion to disconnect the cable to the office camera system so that it will no longer broadcast to an app and it will only record to a hard drive.
which will allow us to, okay, I'll second that, so we can discuss it. All right, now, that'll allow us to comply with the right to knows,
Mhm.
right? And it, yes,
Where does, okay, the way the cameras are set up now.
you're
where-
on one.
Where does the feed? What I'm saying, who's in control of it, who watches it, who monitors it, who's the?
Right now, nobody, the only one
That's
that,
what that's
the
what I was
only one that
asking about.
shows up on a video screen is that one
This one.
Where,
there. It shows pretty much right here.
Okay,
So you could see somebody was coming in, you can see, one of the
There's a
things you can
monitor
never
in the
tell is
office.
if someone's coming in and wants something or they're actually going to the token machine. So this way you can actually see if someone is coming all the way in there, but that's the only one you see, we don't know what the other cameras record. We've never seen this.
that's what I'm saying, who's in charge of that, or where does it go?
It just goes
Where's
onto the DVR drive in there.
So how do you access, say somebody
We
puts in
don't
a
know, we
right to
haven't done
know
it
for
yet.
1 o'clock yesterday,
does
how
it
do you?
over,
who's
We
in
don't-
charge of it?
overwrite?
I think it was 15 days.
Okay. So so we have, your motion is to make it unable to broadcast,
Do that.
That would
but
just
still
record
record,
to the hard drive,
still
yes.
record, and the right to know officer's in charge of it.
Yes.
Which they don't have any.
Okay, so I have a question. So if somebody files the right to know and you have to give them a copy of it, is somebody gonna scan through it first? Cause what if they had a document pulled out that had social security numbers on it? What if they had litigation documents pulled out and somebody can read all of that off of there?
You'd have to.
Then you're gonna open yourself back up to.
Medical documents, yeah.
Talk to your attorney and get some advice off of him before you do anything.
We don't have one.
Well, that might have been a good idea before we install it.
Yeah. That's what I said, we probably put the cart before the horse. Should have, outside in a public space is different than in the office. Okay. So we have a motion and a second on the floor to disconnect the broadcasting ability and have the right to know officer administer the videos, right?
I think she has to administer them.
Yeah.
There's any question.
All right, so we got a motion and a second, how do you vote?
Kathy,
Yes.
Ed, or Doug,
Yeah, I'll vote yeah.
Ed.
Yeah. All that, and we all agree.
And also, we need to have a motion to advertise for applicants for a position of supervisor for, I think, the remainder of this year.
For Mike's
Yes.
spot,
That's correct.
yeah. I'll make a motion
I made that motion.
to advertise for letters of interest.
Letters of interest.
Okay, so we got a motion to advertise for letters of interest for, how's that work? Is it till the next election? Is it
Well,
the remainder of his term? What
My
is it?
understanding is they'll serve to the end of this year.
Yeah, and then they'd have to run in the spring.
In the fall, well,
No, I think they'd have to go to the spring.
I don't know about that. They might, the Republican and Democrat
They will
parties.
follow it, they will,
Yeah, she can tell you.
they will fill the position till the end of the year. It's too late for it to be on the ballot in the spring, but the Republicans and Democrats will
Put it on the fall.
put a name on each side, and it'll be on it in the fall.
She's
So in
right.
the fall, there'll be a 4-year term and a 6-year term.
Yep, you're absolutely correct.
Okay,
But you have to notify the elections office that you'll have an opening for the fall.
And we did, as part of that motion, we need to notify elections office.
okay, so we got a motion to advertise for letters of interest and notify the Board of Elections,
Elections office,
or
Washington.
whatever, yeah, okay. Do we have a second?
Second.
Got a motion and a second.
When do we want to hold interviews?
I'd say within 2 weeks. And we need to do more work before the next meeting, and gives you time.
So we wanna advertise
Get it out for the weekend, not
and
sooner.
get,
Oh, no.
and have a date of what?
I'll put down the road a couple of weeks. Yeah,
Why not have it come in the 30th of March? That's a Friday.
all right.
March 30,
There's 30.
to have the letters in, or you want the letters in before that and have a meeting?
Well, we can schedule a special meeting if we get, if we have applications.
We can
I'm
schedule.
sorry, 29th would be a Friday.
It's already the 18th.
Yeah.
30 days or else it goes.
Why don't we make it April 1st?
That's fine.
How appropriate.
That's what I'm thinking. Anyways, all right, so what's your plan, Doug? You're saying, so we'll get the letters,
Get the letters
then
in.
we'll
Then we'll set a
set a
date.
meeting.
We'll set a meeting
Okay.
if we have applications.
All right, so you wanna go ahead and do April 1st?
That's fine with me.
All right,
April 1st, 12 noon.
that's good. You getting all that, Sharon?
Okay.
Okay.
So you want the letters of interest by March 1st at noon?
April
April
1st.
1st.
April 1st and then.
Yeah, okay.
It can be by mail or by fax or however you want to do it, by email.
Okay. I'm completely lost now, or did we have a second?
Yes.
So,
Doug motion, Kathy second.
all right, how do you vote?
Kathy,
Yes.
Doug,
Yep.
Ed,
Yeah.
Ed, question. You
Yeah.
didn't do questions on the motion.
Yeah.
Something that important, you're allowing yourself 12 days to get it advertised. Any interested parties
You
get
can
letters
have it,
in.
you can have it in the paper a day after tomorrow.
Yeah. So 10 days.
Yeah.
Somebody's on vacation or something, or doesn't, you know, I mean, it's not a very
Well,
long time frame
we'll
for
put the
something
word
that
out. You
important.
can put it on social media.
Well, you do
Well, one thing we
realize,
have, there's a time limitation on replacing them.
Oh, is there?
Yes, 30 days.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
30 days, then it goes into 40, another 15 days of the vacancy board, which is you.
yeah.
yeah, which is you, by the way.
What's that?
Yeah.
I didn't hear what you
It goes to
said.
the vacancy board after 30
After
days.
30 days, you would,
And then for 15 days, it sits with the vacancy board,
yeah,
which is the remaining supervisors and the vacancy chair.
yeah.
Then they have 15 days. If that doesn't get done then it goes to common pleas court. And they make the appointment.
Yeah. So we gotta kind of move, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's time, you're on the clock now.
Yeah. Okay. You done?
Yeah. You vote?
Yeah, I thought we voted. Did we vote? Yeah.
Um,
JD's was on the side.
All right, I got another one here. John had recommended that we hire Rodney Bush. Rodney had been a police officer at North Franklin Township. He was an officer here for a lot of years. And Buzz, were you on the board then when we hired Rodney?
Yeah, I was on the board, we hired him.
Yeah, I think Bus and I both were on the board when we hired Rodney. And I think he was a good policeman while he was here, and I don't think we need to say anything else about him, do we?
No, sir.
He's available immediately?
I believe so. He was interested when we discussed it 2
Okay.
weeks ago.
I'm gonna move that, I guess you didn't extend an offer till him then.
Oh, no, sir.
Why you wanna do it? Move that we approve him pending his accepting the offer, I guess.
It's up to you
Had
guys.
he
I
not
wasn't
been
sure
a-
if you wanted to.
Had he not been a
interview or
candidate that had been here, you guys,
This is for a part-time?
part-time.
Part-time, yes, sir.
And, your recommendation is yes?
Absolutely.
Okay. Will he be, since he, this is just a question. Will he still be subject to the probationary
Yes.
period and so on and so
Yes,
forth?
it's been too long. Yeah, it's not a reinstatement, it's a new.
Yes, okay.
Don't you think you should still meet them? I mean, I appreciate the recommendation, but shouldn't you meet them?
He was
We
here-
have most of
He
the
was here a
time.
lot of years.
He was here a long time.
He's pulled me over before.
There you go.
So what the board's done in the past is if you want to talk to him and, reserve the approval for the, I mean, there's no problem either way, whatever. I mean, he hasn't been here in what, 10 years?
Yeah. Yeah, he might have learned all kind of bad habits.
He might have.
Not too much that long.
But didn't, he said you talked to him 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And he's a good cop? Don't we need to jump on it before we lose him too? Didn't we lose the last one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm not in favor of jumping on things. That's bit me before. Okay, so did you make a motion, Doug?
I did, but I'm okay to go with anything else. But
What was your motion?
Rodney gave, when we interviewed him originally, he gave a powerful interview, didn't he, Blas?
Very, very good.
And I'll tell you, I had a lot of respect from the interview that
At the
came
end
from
of his
him.
interview, he says, I'm not sure Donegal Township is ready for a colored cop. He said, if they're not, I understand, and that's the way he left it. That's his last words.
He was a good officer, and I recommend
Very
him
good.
highly. But, I mean, I understand if you want to reserve it and wait to interview him, that's okay too.
Do we have a second? Anybody second? I'll second it. What is your motion then?
Motion is
I don't
to
know.
hire Rodney Plants if he accepts the offer.
Rodney Bush.
I'll definitely vote for that.
Well, Ed, you did say the best time to vote for somebody when they're not here, just put him in, right?
Yeah. Tell him he's a new cop.
I'll call him and tell him.
Rodney Bush.
Yes.
To hire him for a part-time
Part-time,
cop?
yeah,
Okay.
yes.
All right, I'll second the motion. Let's just think and get moving. Any other discussion? How do you vote?
Kathy,
Yes.
Doug,
Yep.
Ed,
Yeah.
Okay, next one. On this police car, that John asked for, was this an item that we had set aside county money for?
Yes.
Was it 25,000 or
Mhm.
more?
I think we set aside last year's,
I think twice.
I think twice we set it aside.
years.
So then we probably have 50,000 sitting there.
Probably.
I'm gonna move that we authorize the ordering of the police car through the CoStar program, outfitted as needed. What,
Did you want a car or did you need a truck?
truck?
Yeah,
Please
actually, I prefer the truck,
Is
yeah.
it, what's the price difference between it and what we've been?
There's,
That's
I mean,
not-
there's no real price difference.
And I will move that we authorize the placement of this order. It's gonna take 3 or 4 months for it to get here.
Paid out of the,
Paid for, out of the
LSA.
LSA money,
LSA.
if it's available. Is it available yet?
do you know?
We've been banking it, so I'm assuming
Yeah,
it
the
was.
money's earmarked.
We have, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Very minimal.
And that's the Harley Davidson edition Dodge?
Yeah.
or-
Well, if we don't hire Bush, we need to hire a motorcycle. He's a motorcyclist.
Call for it.
All right. Got a motion to order a truck for the police
Police
department,
vehicle.
paid for out of LSA.
Yep.
Is 50 grand enough?
Way.
Yes.
I'm sure he can squeeze it
Somebody
under.
seconded it.
Already did say.
Did you second
Did I?
it? I don't think so.
He
I
did.
don't think,
Did he?
Fine, I did. We'll just do me.
I didn't.
If, in the interest of moving along, I will do it.
Yeah. All right,
Can we vote?
got a
Yes.
motion and a second, how do you vote?
Kathy,
Yes.
Doug,
Yeah.
Ed.
Sure.
Those are 2 more items, might be quick. Township
It's only
email.
9 o'clock.
Township email. We seem to have a lot of email addresses coming in and out of the office here. We got that down to where we just have one.
I have my email that I use between just stuff that goes to you guys or whatever, and then the township email.
I personally would like to see the township email, the generic Donington Township email funneled into another account. When an email goes out and it's under Donington Township, I don't know who sent it. You know, I don't know whether it's from you, is it from Kathy, is it from Ed, I don't know who it
One
is.
of mine always has my name on it.
Well, a lot of them come out on my end and say, just say Donington Township. And,
So you want a third email account for her?
no, I'd like to see one email account that just has her name on it.
Both of mine, when they leave my office, both of them are set up that my name's already on there.
Okay, well, it comes across to me as Donington Township.
From me?
I think, not that you're not polite, Sharon, but I think her automatically say at the end, thank you, Sharon.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's, all of them to me say that, yeah.
Does anyone else have access to the Donington Township email account?
Tammy, probably. I don't know.
Mm-mm.
I think Tammy will be the only one. And I'm not even sure she accesses it.
I don't know, I'm just, because the reason I'm questioning is I know that some of the emails that are outgoing from between supervisors go out with a read receipt. And some of the read receipts that I've been made aware of aren't from the people whose names on those accounts. Which means somebody else is opening their email, and I don't know who.
The Donegal Township.
Yes.
email.
Yep, the read receipts do not, in the times of day that they're being opened, in the middle of the night,
No, I don't
somebody,
access
somebody's accessing
When
our
I
email
leave here, I'm
system.
done with this place.
I don't know, I'm just saying that we need to have it looked into, find
How,
out.
do you get the read receipts?
No, but I've seen copies of the read receipts.
Who gets them?
I know Tammy gets read receipts from things that's sent out from her. I don't have that app,
I don't either.
but I've seen copies of it.
Read receipts only go back to the person who sent them. You put it
That's
on,
correct. I'm saying is the read receipts that I've seen are on multiple email accounts at all times in the middle of the night.
but if you didn't send them, why are you seeing it?
I was shown it by the person who had them.
Okay.
Personally,
Yeah.
I will say that I don't care who reads my emails. I don't.
I just want to make it aware that if we sending out, we've had an issue.
I don't have anything to hide.
We've had an issue recently over confidential information via email. And I'm just saying that with that possibility of other people opening accounts, it could leave confidential
This is,
information.
I just gotta point out the irony here, Doug. This is the same guy that just about a half an hour ago wanted the entire world to look into the office.
I don't care, I have nothing to hide in
Okay.
there, I have nothing to hide in there. I'm just saying,
It could simply be a software glitch, because the
it could be,
only,
it very well
the
could be.
only computer is the one in the office, correct?
Yeah.
That Sharon has access to or she picks up from.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying though, that it could be a software glitch, but it also could be not a software glitch, and we need to.
Well, it's not state
I don't know
secrets.
whether, well, if you're talking about confidential information, it might be.
But I'm saying they all use their phones and everything.
Just a point that we might, when the IT guys here have a look to see if there's anything in our setup that's leaves us.
Okay, so you've changed now.
No, I'm just saying that if somebody, we need to look at this email issue.
Okay,
Wait,
I
but
understand.
you're basing it on one person who showed you some things that you think might possibly be accessed
We've
at
had-
alternate times?
we've had the IT guy in here quite a few times in the last
If
year.
you don't think it's worth it,
I'm just
then
saying.
just say it's not, you don't believe it's worth it.
I think
All
this is
right.
in Washington DC, and we've had more claims of computer hacks and everything else in the universe.
Yeah, well,
JD?
Doug, is what you're saying is there's emails going to recipients that are outside the board? Like
I just question whether or not somebody who's outside, who's not the owner of that email address, somebody else accessing that email. And if there is, it's a concern.
Right.
If it's not, then it's not.
Can Sharon change her password?
Oh, absolutely, if you
And
want to
then
change,
that
please
would
do,
just-
please change it.
If some, I mean, that's what we do on Facebook when someone hacks us. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's good policy to change it. Lastly, what's our policy on shredding documents in the office? I know that issue came up before with the previous board, and I'm aware of the fact that occasionally we're still shredding documents in the office. Well, how do we have a policy in regards to that?
You have to ask the office supervisor.
I would if she were here. I'll ask her that.
Okay, wait, you mean like as in we made a mistake and put it through the shredder?
I don't know what you put through the shredder.
A
Or
lot
anybody
of
else puts it
stuff I
through
have in a
the shredder.
box behind the door in there so that it'll be there for when the shredding truck comes. But there might be something, a mess up on a check or something. Not even, I can't say a check because I void them and put them in the drawer. But there's stuff that I've shredded that is personal information that I don't want left laying around.
Like you're saying, if someone's
But-
name and address is on it, you
Yeah,
shred it.
yeah,
Do we,
Yeah.
well, the question is, do we have a policy in regards to shredding?
not that I know of.
There's a retention policy, but
But
Yeah.
that's, yeah.
that would
It
be.
should be part of that if it was one. You don't think there is one, but, all
Not to my
Okay.
knowledge.
right, that's all I have.
Holy smokes, okay.
Motion to rescind and repeal resolution 2019-2.
A motion to,
Rescind and repeal resolution 2019-2.
I don't want to vote on that without legal counsel.
We had legal
No,
counsel this
And
afternoon.
that's one of the reasons that he left. I called him this afternoon, and he said he did not have any part in the drafting. And our attorney didn't have any part in drafting the resolution that came from another attorney in that office, and he was very upset about it.
What?
What?
No,
Yeah.
no,
Seriously.
you're gonna have to start over because I didn't understand what you meant.
I said that we had conflicting opinions. I've had conflicting opinions from that office on that very issue, and I'd like to have it resolved by,
What does it have to do with rescinding the resolution that they did or didn't maybe possibly write?
I don't get it. I still believe that. we
You
have-
said you wrote resolution 2019-2.
Yeah, I did.
So you wrote resolution 2019-2,
I thought that's the right number, yeah, I'm not sure the number.
and I made a motion to rescind that resolution that you wrote.
Yeah.
So I don't understand what Maple wrote a paper,
No, Maple didn't.
Megan Patrick from
Megan
Maple's
Patrick did.
office.
That's correct.
I believe Dennis signed it, didn't he?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Saying that his recommendation was that we rescind it.
Was that Mr. Furman's recommendation?
If they're having internal squabbles in their office, that really has nothing to do with us.
No, I want sound legal advice on it. And I would be happy if we had another attorney sitting here and said the same thing, then I would be happy to go along with that.
Well, I would assume since she sent it out under Dennis's name,
What does it matter if it gets rescinded? Nobody follows it anyway.
Can, what is it? Or can we know, or maybe
Sure.
you've already discussed it? What is
No,
it?
we didn't pass it at this meeting, it was.
it was
couple meetings
passed in
Yeah.
January. It was the resolution in which determining who was made,
Oh, yes, I remember
rules and
that.
regulations regarding certain actions of employees and township supervisors.
ago. Who does the ordinance or resolution cover? Who's it for?
You wrote it.
What does it say? You just read it.
Certain actions of employees and township supervisors.
Okay, that's what it covers. Okay.
your point?
Not a point.
I made the motion. I stand by it.
I'd like to have it noted in the minutes, have with my proper legal advice here at the meeting, I would be happy to, that was so the advice, I'd be very happy to follow it. And is there a signature on the bottom? I don't recall.
Maybe they got hacked too.
Everybody's hacked. This is worse than the Russia scandal.
I know.
Okay.
What particularly?
Wait.
No.
I'll second the motion. Now we can discuss it.
What's particularly wrong with that resolution? What's not right about it?
Motion to rescind and repeal the resolution.
Understand, what's wrong about it? Tell us what's wrong about it.
Doesn't matter.
Motion to rescind and repeal.
You don't want to answer, is that the answer?
Can I point out the
My
obvious?
attorney sent the township a letter about everything that was wrong with it.
I've not been supplied any letter from your attorney or from,
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
but-
kind of my issue with Mr. Makel.
I'm not, in fact, I was cut out of correspondence dealing with the union negotiations, okay, that did not come to me. And I got an apology from Mr. Furman for him not sending me the information. So I was cut out of the information then. That was okay then, wasn't it? There's no intent to cut you out of anything. I don't know where you get that at.
I disagree, especially if you read, this is 2. If you read 3, it's narrowly written, direct, pointed right at her.
How's it affect her differently than anyone else? Well, I think it applies equally to everybody that fits that description.
No, get resolution 3. Get a copy of it. Which brings up
Was
something
Resolution
else.
3, was that? which
That's
was
the
that?
one to back up to enforce 2.
Okay, but that's never been authorized to file. That was never authorized to file.
You authorized him to write
You're
it?
authorizing the draft.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Are we still on the motion? It's on the
Yes, yeah, we're still on the motion.
Yeah, he was authorized to draft it, he was not
JD.
authorized to file it.
Just to point out the obvious, if you don't have a 3-0 vote, it's not gonna pass, so it's a moot point if you.
No, that's one legal opinion.
Also, now we're not following it after we conducted the whole.
You ran the whole meeting like that.
This is what we put up with all the
I
time, people.
said, what are we gonna do if you find out that it's not correct? And you said, we're
Well,
just
you
gonna
know-
live with it.
That's easy then, because I'm out of the meeting.
Attaboy.
Doug, before you,
Nope, I'm no longer at the table.
before you leave, there's one important thing you guys should have added to the agenda. You not need to advertise for letters of interest for a new solicitor?
Yeah, we did.
You did?
No, we do.
Okay,
I
yeah.
was gonna bring that up when Doug was done, but
Yeah,
Doug's obviously done.
I'm done.
There he goes down the Furman trail.